Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to EDU 600. We are now in week number 9. I hope everybody had a good mini break from this class. And if you went to some warm tropical Caribbean or Florida place, I hope you had a great time. And if you stayed in Maine, the same thing. Maybe just a little mini break from this class helped out. I know some people got caught up. Some people tried to get ahead a little bit, and others just did what I was hoping everybody would do, would be to just not even sign on and see what was going on with the class. So welcome back from spring break. I know spring break as an adult is quite a bit different than the images that you see on the news and or online with people, students frolicking down in the warm weather. So, but still, it is a break from this class. So welcome back. So in week number 9, we're going to be looking at two different aspects of research design. The first one is factorial designs. The second one is single subject research. Now, for some in the class, you may even be using both of these type designs. Single subject research is just what it says. You are working with an individual, and there is one person that is the focus of it. You are going to be doing different treatments and then seeing what the outcome is. Factorial designs really takes a look at the influence of 2 or more treatments and the level of treatments in a single study. They also can examine the influence of other variables. So I think if you're in the behavioral field, these 2 topics will probably be of great interest to you. I know there are people in our class that are going to be doing their topics have to do with single subject research, and the articles that they've picked align with these topics for these 2 weeks. So if not, it is just a general background information for those other folks. This is important knowledge that I think when you're studying research methods and designs, it is just integral to an understanding of overall research. So let's get on with the actual materials that we have. First of all, you're looking at the video. The video is here now. So a description on each one of the designs. So what would I like you to do this week? So I'd like you to read these 2 chapters, take a look at the 4 videos, and then next week we have the experimental research critique. Now I know I've already received a couple of these, but if you haven't submitted it, you have any issues, any concerns, you need some help, please reach out to me. This is the same thing as what we did for the qualitative critique. Everybody in our class was assigned to a group. You discussed it as a group, and now it is your job to submit a paper, your experimental critique paper, this week. So once again, it's the same format that we used the first time around. I fully understand when I hear people say, well, this one is a lot more complicated because it is quantitative research rather than qualitative. And I hear that. I think sometimes qualitative research is a little harder to even understand when how you do the analysis, but for some people, quantitative research or experimental research is quite complicated. Now, as a refresher, on page 160 in the text, we have information in bullet points about what is experimental research and what are some of the tests that you use, including about a third of the way down, it says p-value that is lesser than 0.05 is a threshold. So when you're looking at your actual experiments and when you were writing about them, one of the things that I've harped on for the last few weeks, there's a video in one of the previous weeks on the p-values. I'm really interested in, with this and with the final assignment, what did the p-value tell us? What did, if it's a 0.00002, that is certainly less than 0.05, which means, in simple terms, there's statistical significance of the findings. That's a big one in my book. If people leave this class with an understanding of what the p-value is, and then some of the simple tests that we use, the the t-test is a way to establish the statistical significance and difference between two groups, the control group and the study group. That's another one. The ANOVA, which is an analysis of the variance. Once again, one of the tests that I'd like you to focus on. But if you need any help deciphering, understanding, looking for some additional help on the statistical test, please let me know. Okay, that's enough on that. So here's the specifics on the assignment, which is due March 27th, which is next week. I'd like you to use these headings. And once again, if people are still looking for research and I know a couple people, they need to get a few more articles for their 6. These are the titles you're going to be looking for. This is almost always a clue that you have good primary source documents, primary research, purpose and design, the lit review. Sometimes they call it something different, the sample, data collection, analysis, results, and critique. Okay, so let's take a look at the videos. We have a video on hypothesis testing, independent and dependent variables. Also have, the owner of these videos actually pulled them so you couldn't watch them. I couldn't embed them. So you're going to need to copy and paste these links into your browser to watch these 2 videos. Very useful. And then we have the experimental critique coming up. And if you click on this, I'll do that right now. I'm clicking on the assignment. We have the materials in here, critique, exemplar paper. We have the critique guide, exemplar paper right here. So you click on that, you're going to get a really good example of what I'm looking for in this assignment. So let me go back to the materials. Coming down, we have the videos, we have the assignment, we have the critique, and that is it. There is no discussion forum this week. Sometimes it's difficult to do because of the way the flow of material occurs, but when I can, anytime there's an assignment due, we don't have a discussion forum. So once again, do the reading, watch the videos, and work on your experimental critique, which is due next Sunday. So beyond that, that is what encompasses week number 9. Now I just wanted to show you one more thing. So where are we at as far as our assignment goes? We've been through the article capture 1, the qualitative critique, the visual displays, the article capture 2, which everybody submitted, and if you didn't submit, please contact me ASAP so we can figure out some kind of plan. Everybody should have gotten their grade, which was 2. Basically, it was only 2 points, so you got some comments back from me on that. This week, this next Sunday night by midnight, is the experimental critique. That is due. We'll get into the specifics on each one of these. Then we have a gap. We have a gap between assignments. The data matrix is really where you take your information, your 6 articles, and you plug them into a table. That's in kind of simplistic terms what it is. We call it a comparison matrix only because you plug the materials in. It forces you to be concise with how you put it in. And also this step is almost like writing an outline for a big final paper that you have, but it's just in a table form. The final review, which is your final paper for the course, this is the culminating assignment. This is, we'll talk about that, but that's due on May 5th. And then there's a couple of things. I will be grading everybody's participation. And then we have a bonus question that I'd like people to, you can get an extra 5 points for the class, which in a class that has a total of 100 points, that's pretty good. So this is where we're at. For those that have not submitted all of your assignments, please contact me as soon as possible so we can figure out a plan going forward. That is it from me. I hope you have a great week. Once again, we're in week number 9, and we only have 14 for the class. So keep up the good work. We'll see you online.